What's up, guys? Just wanted to talk to you a little bit today about the Bugs 3. If you remember, I got one several months back. I'd always wanted one, but by the time I got one, I'd already been flying acro drones, little mini acro drones and stuff. And so to me, the Bugs 3 just didn't fly good. I know I'm gonna make a lot of you mad, but it's the truth. I mean, it flies like a toy. It don't fly like something you can do flips and rolls and stuff like that with. It just don't have that ability. It's because it's got this board right here in it. This is a toy grade type board. It don't let you do acro. So I shelved it for a long time. If any of you guys has a Bugs 3 and you want to try, and you're tired of flying it and you want to try acro, but you don't want to go out and buy an expensive drone, just get you a little F3 board and put in the Bugs, and it'll change it to acro. You can leave your stock ESCs in it, stock motors. You'll probably want to change your props though, because when I did mine, if y'all watched my last couple of videos, I had it flying pretty good, but I was flying it on 5-inch props. When I first put the F3 board in it, I run it on 3S, this 3S battery right here, this Florian, and I kept having such bad wobbles that I couldn't get them out to save my life hardly. I had to lower the eye gain all the way down to 9, all the way up and down, put them on 9 to get the wobbles to go away, and I knew that wasn't right. So what I ended up doing was putting these props on it. These are this one's not, but these three are the Cyclone 5045C props, and this one is a 42 pitch prop. But I know it's not right, but that's all I had. I only had 3 of these props, so that's all I could use. I had to use one of these. It still flies pretty good though, and and I put this battery on it with this setup. Okay. Here's what it looks like inside. This is my little VTX. It's just a little 200 milliwatt VTX. That red thing right there is the XM Plus receiver. And then it's still got the stock ESCs, stock motors. I've just put these props here on, and I got a little it's a little $15 or $12 F3 flight controller from Banggood on it. And that's it. And I know it looks kind of crappy, and I got my Runcam Eagle in it, and I just got it all hot glued in there, except for the flight control board. The flight control board, I have it velcroed in there, so it's kind of like soft mounted, and it can wiggle around a little bit, but it's stuck pretty good. So I don't have any trouble with that. But what I started flying it on this one with these props, and I had the tune so off with the other props because I had the ISO low. I had to totally retune it, and I had it flying pretty good. If you watch my last couple of videos, you've seen it flew pretty good. I was able to do flips and rolls, and it handled fairly decent. But it was lacking in power. 3S is just not enough. The motors are too low kV for these size props, and it just didn't have enough lift. I mean, it would climb and do rolls and flips, but you didn't have a lot of power to do the recoveries. So today I put 4S on it. This battery right here, two 2S batteries, and I got a little adapter made where I can clip them together, and it comes out into one lead, and then it's the Florian, I think it's Florian 45C, 2 2S batteries. They're 1,000 milliamp apiece. So I put this on it, and I had to totally retune it, but because it was flying pretty good, except for when you if I do a slow roll or a slow flip, it's perfect. But if I do a real sharp one and quick, it has just a little bit of bounce back like that to it when you it had quite a bit of a bounce back to it actually. So I watched some of Joshua Bardwell's videos, and I kept raising my D gain, and I got I'll show my PIDs. I'll show my PIDs here in a little bit at the end of this video, so you see what I'm running. But I ended up raising my D gain way up, and extremely high, like 75. But that solved most of my problems. And the motors don't run hot, the ESCs don't get hot, and I run this 4S through it about 3 times today. So it was about a 20-minute flat altogether. It was late this evening, and I didn't record it because it was already too late. It took me too long to PID tune it. And that little SQ12 camera I got, it don't do good late in the evening. So I'll get some flat video tomorrow if there's any way possible of it flying on 4S. And I got to tell you, 4S is the sweet spot on the Bugs 3. With these props, it gives it that extra little bit of speed it needs to climb up over a tree, or, I mean, it flies a lot like a little racing drone now. I'm tickled to death with it. I really am, guys. This thing, I mean, I really hated this drone before with this normal board in it. For one thing, I couldn't do flips and stuff, and that made me hate it, but it didn't really have enough power to me on 2S, and then when you put a 3S on it, it made it shake. It had shakes to it, you know, and I didn't like that. And believe it or not, guys, I am a terrible line of sight flyer. I mean, I can go fly right out in front of me and do flips and stuff as long as it's right in front of me, but when I start flying it way out, I'll lose it. I'll lose line of sight with it. I mean, I don't lose line of sight with it, but it gets so far out that my eyesight's so bad I can't see if it's coming or going. And I done lost 2 drones that way out there in the woods. So I'm not doing that no more. I can fly FPV fairly good, so that's what I do. But this thing is a blast now. 4S, I mean, I'm serious with you guys now. These ESCs, they barely got the least little bit warm. I'm talking about, I mean, barely. Just barely warm. The motors didn't get hot at all. I mean, they were just cold to the touch as they could be. And it ran great, sounded great. It's got good response. Like I say, guys, I'm going to show you my PID turn in a minute. But I just wanted to go over that. Chris sent me, you guys know that I'm building this little thing. This is my old XJB 145. I kept breaking the frame on it, so I'm going to put it on this frame. It's an iFlight frame, and I really like this frame. It's a one-piece design. And but when I fried my VTX, I thought it just fried my flight controller, but it didn't. It fried my ESCs too, and I didn't realize it. So Chris sent me a flight controller, and I know for sure it works good. I done tried it and everything, and it Betaflight hooks right to it. The one I bought from Banggood, the new flight controller I bought from Banggood, like 30 bucks. It come in and right off the bat there was something wrong with it, and it's too much trouble to deal with Banggood return stuff. I've tried before. I mean, I've got them to return stuff before, or exchange stuff before, but it's too much of a headache for me. So anyway, Chris sent me his because he wasn't going to use it no more, and it works great. So now all I got to do is get me an ESC's board, which is about another 30 bucks. But I'm going to get the better one. I'm going to get the 438 one this time. Then I'll be able to get that back going. But I wanted to go over, you know, anybody that's got the Bugs 3, it is an awesome, awesome bird to fly when you put 4S on it with those kind of props and a F3 board in it. I mean, it don't cost you nothing to change it over. It's a lot cheaper if you've already got the drone to do that mod to it and just buy you a 4S battery and a 3S board and stick in it. It's a lot cheaper to do that than it is to go out and buy a $160 new drone, you know. And this thing flies. I mean, you watch my video tomorrow, you'll see. You'll be surprised how good it flies to be a toy like that. And Chris Justice, if you're watching, PID tuning that thing, I have. Dang, my chair dropped on me. PID tuning that thing, I have done crashed this SQ12 camera probably 8 or 10 times now, upside down, with all that weight on it, with all them heavy batteries and the Bugs 3 just smacking it. You see then a scratch on it, it's still holding together. And you see how it slips in this way instead of through the back. Now I know that's a lot of angle. And the first video I made, it had too much angle. It was pointing straight up to the sky. So I made this little wedge here and velcroed it to it. And now when I put it on the drone, you see it's angled more downward like this. And you just run your strap through it right here. Strap her down. This thing will save your SQ12. I've done broke 2 SQ12s in the past. The back will snap off, your battery will come out, because them plastic holders, like you print, they're good, but if they take a hard crash, they're going to break apart, and when it does, the camera is just going to go into pieces. But this thing is soft and squishy, and it holds it together, I'm telling you. Get you one, bud, or print your own. I mean, you will love it. And this takes care of the angle problem. If you see the last 2 videos that I made, the angle was perfect, and that's because I had this little wedge on it like that. I didn't get to start PID tuning this thing till late this evening because I was gone. I was gone all the way. I forget where we went, Ecru or somewhere. It was, I don't really know where it was. It was a long darn way off though, 2-hour drive. And then we was there at this little doctor's type place for like 3 hours, and then we 2 or 3 hour drive back. So I didn't get home till late this evening. Then I had to eat supper, and so I didn't. I only had like 2 hours before dark. So by the time I got it PID tuned, there wasn't no way to get no flat video. But I will get some if there's any way possible tomorrow of it. And if you don't believe you can fly it on 4S, go check out J Drone's video. He's got a Bugs 3 that he flies 4S on it with the normal size big old props. And even with this flight control board in it, he flies it on 4S. And I mean, it don't fly all that great because it's too much power, but it does fly. But you need a 4S when you got an F3 board in it with these size props because it needs that extra speed. You know, these props need to be spinning pretty fast, and that 4S does it. It's nice. Made a world of difference. Alright guys, that's it. I'm gonna leave the PIDs here, and y'all have a good day, and I appreciate you staying to the end and watching. I love it. Y'all take it easy.